Alright, so real quick, I thought I'd make a video responding to Aaron Losey's comments about hatred in the car community and I guess realistically just a societal issue that we have as a whole. Um, I think that it's more than just a car community issue. It can be found in, it can be looked at as a racial issue, it can be looked at as just a human issue. I see it in the gun community. I see it in all forms of the car community, autocross, time attack, any sort of drag racing, drifting, off-roading. It's seen anywhere. Um, I think that the big issue is that people can't figure out how to mind their fucking business. Um, and by that, I mean that people see other people put up, I'll try to keep it car related so it all makes sense. Um, but you'll see somebody put up a picture of their car, say 350Z, Rocket Bunny, flares, big old chassis mounted wing, loud exhaust, and those like deep dish XXRs that exist. Not my cup of tea. I would prefer to see something like an Amuse Powerhouse, complete aero setup with, whatever engine modifications, some nice work wheels, nothing super, I guess it could be a super crazy build. It doesn't matter. The key concept is that somebody will put up that riced out 350Z and someone else is going to comment on it and go, that looks like trash, you're trash for building your car like that, this and that. So looking at those two individuals, the guy with the 350Z and the guy commenting on it, the guy with the car is building it the way that he sees fit, which is good, which is what everyone should do. Build your car the way you want your car to be. Live your life the way you want your life to be. The guy commenting, the disconnect between these two is that it's okay for him to form his opinions on what this person should do with his car, how this guy would go about it, but you can't dictate that somebody else has to do it your way. You can't look at somebody's build and say, I don't think that it's right that you did this to your car. If you did it this way, it would be so much better. You're trash for doing it that way. Stop doing it that way. I get it because there's a lot of builds that I've seen that I disagree with. But at the same time, I'm also fucking nobody, so there's no reason anyone should listen to me. But I'm also not going to tell somebody that they should or shouldn't do something a certain way because it doesn't affect me. Just like what I do with my vehicles doesn't affect you directly. So it doesn't matter. I think that is one of the bigger issues, is that we feel the need to form these opinions, and that's okay. The issue comes when you actually deliver those opinions to the person that you made those opinions about. It's not necessary. You can offer advice, like Aaron was talking about, this guy with a crazy slammed S14 with like 14 degrees of like demon camber and all that. And that's cool. I think that is cool as its own style. It's not what I would do with an S14. But if I see him spinning out on track a lot, and I know that it's because he has no grip in the rear and he's going through tires constantly and can't hold consistent lines, you can go up to him and be like, look, I've noticed you're spinning out. I just wanted to offer some advice real quick. I noticed you have a lot of camber in the rear, and if you dial that back, you'll get more grip in the rear and use more of your tire. So your tire will last longer. Your runs will be a lot more consistent. Your transitions will be more consistent, and you're going to spin out a lot less. If you're doing it for style, that's cool. I get that. And, do you. You don't have to listen to my advice. But I thought that maybe I could walk over and offer you, just a little bit of help. And, he can either say, I never thought of it that way. Maybe I'll give that a try. I'll head back to the pits, dial some camber out, and test it out, see how it does. Or they could be like, hey, I appreciate that. It's mostly a style thing, so I'm gonna learn to slide it consistently with the setup that I have because I want it to look a certain way while it does the certain function that I have set for this car, which in this case would be drifting. They don't have to take your advice. You don't have to take their advice. You can accept it and let it be that. You don't have to make it law, essentially. So if somebody tells you that you should do something a certain way, or you're a certain type of way for not doing that thing, you don't have to listen to that. At the same time, also don't project that onto other people. It really comes down to just not being a dick. You wouldn't want anybody trying to tell you how to live your life, and it's no different. You can't tell somebody to live their life a certain way. So I think that if we could mind our business a little bit more, or at the bare minimum, not project our lives onto someone else's life, that would solve a whole lot more problems, and you would see a lot less of that toxicity in the car community and in all walks of life. As far as he mentioned segregated car events, like you'll have all the stylish drift guys have one event, more of a grassroots, seat time cars event, pro guys, their drift event. There's nothing wrong with that segregation because you have, like he said, tribalism of like-minded individuals, and it's okay for them to have that event. It wouldn't be fair or enjoyable to force integration of those different styles at those events. Where it becomes a problem is when you have, just your open drift day, and you have some of the style guys come over and they want to slide. Some of the pro-am guys, they want to slide. The missile car guys, they just want some seat time, so they're going to come slide. If you're in any one of those categories and you start projecting your category onto another one of those categories, that's where it's a problem. You can just accept that their cars are the way that they like it, and your car is the way that you like it, and not go any farther. You can walk side by side with them and be perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as they're good people, there's no reason that you can't be friends with them. Acceptance doesn't mean that you like something. Acceptance means that you provide it with the same respect that you would want somebody to provide to you. And it really stays as simple as that. So, I don't know how many people will actually watch this, let alone actually listen to it. You don't have to. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. No one else should tell you how to live your life. All I'm doing is offering my opinion and my thoughts on the subject. From that point, you can take whatever you want from my video and, apply it to your own life, or you could ignore it entirely, and that's fine. I just realized I'm missing a button here. But that's okay. Like I said, I'm a fucking nobody. I'm fine with that. I live my life the way I want to live it. It would be hypocritical for me to tell you what to do. And it's hypocritical for anybody that wants to live their life the way they see fit to tell somebody else how to do it. Okay? So, like I said, I don't know who will see it or who will listen to it, but there it is. Thanks for bringing up the topic, Aaron.